Well, I did promise the next video would be Fallout 4. So, with that being said, here I am. It's a man of my word. Um, so there are kind of some fundamental problems with Fallout 4 in itself. I mean, one, you can mod the hell out of it. That's not a problem per se. I enjoy it, as you can tell. I've taken quite the liberty and modded the hell out of it. I've not played a vanilla playthrough uh, in about 3 or 4 years, where I feel as New Vegas can stand on its own without mods. Mods are just like the extra ice. So let's say, let's put Fallout as a cake, right? So Fallout New Vegas is a nice, nice red velvet cake. It can stand on its own. But then you add some mods, that's the vanilla ice cream right beside the cake. Now, the Fallout New Vegas can definitely stand on its own. Whereas this game, I don't think can. I mean, look at that. I've modded the fuck out of my game. I have Halo stuff now because the Halo stuff is a lot better. But oddly enough, with what was I doing the last time I played this game? Huh? It's been a while since I played this. I really have nothing to do with it for the most part. So this one will probably be a little bit quicker than what you guys are used to, where I ramble on. It's probably gonna be a little bit quicker.
Hey, I just wanted to.
I don't particularly care, lady. You can introduce yourself all you fucking want. Huh. So, yeah, obviously we have many mods, so I don't want to hear it. But hmm, don't remember what I was doing. I think I was putting something in here. So as always, we'll be rating the game on fun, overall mechanics, visual sound, stability, altogether, and the story. This one's gonna be interesting. So for fun, I mean, it's a good time waster. It's not what I would. It's not everybody's cup of tea,
Brett's
but
fine.
yeah, you can kill some time with it for sure. Real build H&K slap. The hell was I doing?
Hey.
Huh. Mossberg, crippling FNFAL. Press Desert Eagle. Automatic AKM. We got the M1 Garand, AS Val. AUG. What about this side? Mosin. Okay, so it's a classic hunting. Okay, let's pick that up. Let's see what we got. Yep, I like it. We'll use that. Go here. I'll put the Benelli over here. And okay, so I mean, it's not that bad to kill time. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's not. And I fully understand people enjoy this game. I was really looking forward to this game when it came out, That's a pistol technically. No, they don't have my. They do not have my barrel. What's that? Let's see. Do they? Put a suppressor on it. I cannot. Okay, so we just gotta go loud and proud. It doesn't effing matter. But yeah. So on the fun scale, it's probably about a. It's probably an 8. It's fun to play. And like I said, it's not my favorite Fallout. I feel like Bethesda, when Bethesda makes Fallout games, they forget what Fallout is. I feel like when Bethesda outsources it to someone else, i.e. like Obsidian, it's fantastic. So that's just, I mean, look at it. You have Fallout 76, made by Bethesda. Fallout 4, made by Bethesda. I think Fallout 3 was made by Bethesda. 1 and 2 obviously were made by Black Isle Studios. And then you have New Vegas, which is probably the best one of them all. And I'm not saying that if you guys enjoy Fallout 4 or 3 or New 76 that your opinion is invalid. No. I'm saying, in my opinion, I believe Fallout New Vegas is the best. Despite it being, what, it's like it's about 11, 12 years old? Yeah, it's about 12 years old now. The game is really good. This game, even with its DLCs, I feel like to play it and have continuing fun, mods would have to be installed. Like I don't fully understand the weapon tiers. Like the combat rifle of the game looks like a PPSH and a BAR had sex and its child is what resulted. And the assault rifle, I'm not even sure what the fuck that is. What happened to the classic assault rifle? Why couldn't we go with that one? I don't know. I feel like Bethesda forgot that, you know, they did the classic syndrome of, you know, oh, it's not, we gotta put our own personal tweaks on it. It's like, no, it's still your name on the fucking box, even if you reuse some assets. Look at New Vegas, reused a ton of assets, and is by far one of my favorite games. I don't know what I just did there, but yeah, I'm stuck. I'm not stuck. Boom, I can just open the door. Bada bing, bada boom. No problem. So, fun, yeah, it's pretty fun. But I feel like they did make some good changes to the mechanics of the games, of this game. Like, let's see. Boom. I just threw a frag grenade. And I didn't have to equip it and use it like a regular weapon. Still had my rifle in my hand. So I like that. That's a great thing. It's amazing to me. Fucking sorry. Take that missile launcher. Thanks. Just a vice grip, bro. Oh no. Arlene, you can kind of get in the fray, please. Oh, darn. So that for sure, going back to what I was saying, that, oh god. That is definitely a that's a I think that's a good change that they made. So that's gonna hurt. Yep, I know it. Damn. So the overall mechanic changes are actually quite nice. I mean, you have a sprint button. I kind of like that. I like being able to sprint around and be able to go faster, to be faster. That's nice. So on the mechanics, it's gonna get a high score. I'm gonna actually give it a nice 8. So I know I said this game is not my favorite, but I'm giving it high scores so far. Don't worry, the visuals, again, another high mark. I mean, it looks better, but also this is with the progression of technology. So I mean, you know, it looks good, but also, you know, I do have some mods installed that help it out a little bit. I mean, Skyrim, for all its bluster, it's one of the fun. Like, I still like playing the vanilla game. Matter of fact, I probably will play the vanilla game via my Xbox. So I mean, it's some games can stand on their own. Some need the help of mods. That, you know, it was one of my favorite Fallout YouTubers. Um, he plays. He was the first one who introduced me to the concept of modding New Vegas. That was a nice. I popped his dome. Yes. Okay. Okay. Reload. Alright, after this guy, and that's just his last name. Here we go. Booyah. Ooh. Visuals are pretty good. I'm sorry I kind of got lost in the game. Oh, come on. I mean, as you can tell, you know, it does look good. Jesus Christ, why was that so difficult to hit? On the visuals, I'd probably give it, I'd say a 7. There are some times where it could be a little bit better, but other than that, it looks pretty solid for what it is. Personally, I don't like some of the aesthetic designs that they went with for some of the weapons. That's why I have a bunch of modded weapons in the game. That's why, you know, I'm running around with a fucking M4 and, you know, I have an AK-47 at base. You know, I like those more modern weapons more. Control. Lower crane. So, the sound of the game. I'm not a huge fan of some of the sound, but that's not to say it doesn't sound good. It does sound good. Objectively, it sounds pretty decent. It's just not my cup of tea. I wasn't a huge fan of the whole, we're gonna put it in Boston as well. I don't, like, for me personally, I've never been to Boston. Not necessarily something I was like, awesome, cool. So all of you Bostonians out there, just know you guys are probably cool, but at the same time, I don't necessarily want to visit Boston. It's like I don't want to visit New York. It's too fucking big. But I mean, some of the sounds, it does sound good at times, and sometimes it's just like, what the fuck were they thinking? But that's just how it is, you know? Oh yeah, I did get a BAR. I do applaud the mod author for at least trying. I mean, 308 and 30-06, not necessarily similar calibers, but hey, I get it. You had to do something. So the sound for me is probably going to be a 5. There are some sounds in here that are great, some that are just a little janky, and then some of the songs in the game itself I don't fully quite like, but that's me. You guys are free to agree or disagree whether you like it or not. That's your right. You can agree or disagree. Stability, it's actually quite stable for a Bethesda game, which is really rare. I still have some problems with it, and I do have some mods trying to give it a helping hand.
Crop's been going pretty good lately.
So there's that. But why would I want a carry handle? We'll just go with the sling. Sawed off stock? Okay. Science bipod. No bipod. I think. Let's see. I don't have basic sour rum yet. Oh no. So, this is going back to the stability thing. I know I get a little lost in this, but there's a lot of things I have to consider. Whoa, that's why you're going up on the wall, friend. You don't look good. All right. And you're going up on the wall. I'm taking this back. Soft armor vest, gas mask, helmets. Alright, sweet. So the Spartan. Do a Spartan. I don't remember what I was doing at the time that I had Spartan. So we're just gonna get rid of that. was a mistake. Let's keep it right there. Boink. Stability can be a little janky, and I get that. But I also would prefer a game to be relatively good about being just meh instead of, well, that makes absolutely zero sense. What I mean for that, actually, is I'm tired of Bethesda games being not necessarily buggy, but just being meh. Fallout 76 was meh at best. And that kind of upsets me. Because I was looking for, because I mean, West Virginia, I mean, it's an all right location. Some of the, like, I'm not necessarily excited for Fallout 5 because I'm afraid they're just gonna fuck it up again. So, we'll see. I love how I have, like, I have a nice felon. Not really a felon, but you know what I mean. I have a FAMAS. It's too tiny to notice. I wouldn't notice it. You know, we'll go with the tactical Mosin the gun, because I like a fucking Mosin. Two-shot FNFAL. I don't know if they're still patching the game. I don't know for sure. I hope they are. But I don't particularly know. So I've had this game crash on me. I've had this game crash on me during streams. It's just, it can get a little annoying every now and then when it does crash. And you know, I want it to be, I wanted Fallout 4 to be good. And I think one of the problems that Fallout 4 suffered from, or at least one of them, I would say, is they fucking decided they were gonna have a voice protagonist. I'm not saying that Fallout should never have a voice protagonist. Whoa, that was loud. Okay, I gotta go test this out. I just think it was like I was saying in the last video. Really, Taz? 1 second. I apologize for that. We had a catastrophe with some plants. Taz. So I kind of wish the stability was better. So for me, it's probably going to be, I don't remember if I gave it a score, but I'm going to give it a score. This is going to be the true score, whether I did or I didn't. It's going to be about a fucking 4. Because it's crashed so many times. It's not necessarily the best. Who are you? Oh, I just shot Codsworth. I'm sorry, Codsworth. I just nailed you. I am so fucking sorry. Hi, dogmate. And the next one is all together. So an all together score. Oh, hi, bad puppies. Thanks, darling. Altogether, if I had such high hopes for this game, I really did, and I was quite just disappointed with how lackluster it was. I mean, yeah, it was like, oh, you can mod this game. It's like, oh, cool. But what about the actual gameplay? Well, So that's why I say I personally don't think Fallout. And okay, so let me explain. So when I say I don't think Fallout or this Fallout could do good with mods or without mods, look at the weapons. The weapons, they're not Fallout. They look a lot different than what we're used to. Different isn't always bad. But but at the same time, they don't have that Fallout feel. Neither does a fucking AR, but I mean, it's better than a water-cooled, air-cooled LMG wannabe. Like this, and I'm talking about the assault rifle. The assault rifle looks like a hybrid between like a air-cooled gun and a Lewis gun. I think the Lewis gun was air-cooled. Can't remember if it was air-cooled or water-cooled. But either way, old Fallout, and it was different for Fallout New Vegas. So I'm not saying that, because they had the marksman rifle and that was an AR. They had the assault rifle, which was also an AR. So I mean, ARs had kind of like moved its way into Fallout, and I like that. Whereas in Fallout 3, it was a G3, I think it was. I'm not 100% sure on the... I've seen the gun. Unfortunately, they have it in Call of Duty. I believe it's a C58. It looks similar to me. It might not be the same gun. So, you go to modding and you're like, cool, I can have this weapon, I can have this weapon, I can have this. Whereas in Fallout New Vegas, yeah, you can add some weapons. I added some weapons in mine. But do I feel like Fallout New Vegas needed that? No, I did that because I wanted to. And I felt like it'd be kind of cool to run around with Brandon Herrera's AK-50. I do have that, actually. It's kind of cool. Okay. So, and you know, I did some retextures on some of the weapons, like the 357 revolver. I did a little bit of retexture on it. I added some new weapons in, which I thought would be interesting to play and to have. There's nothing wrong with that. But I felt like in this game, you kind of had to, because the weapon selection was kind of shoddy. And that's just me. That is literally just me. You don't... who in the F are you? Why are you in a ghillie suit? Right. How do we get up here?
Hey.
Hey Scava, you looking to trade?
What kind of things do you sell?
We sell military.
What kind of things do you sell?
We sell.
I'll take a look.
So, and I'm not saying that it necessarily, like, everybody needs to mod it. If you guys don't mind the game unmodded, that's fine. But to me personally, I feel like it just needed that extra oomph. Fallout New Vegas doesn't necessarily need the oomph. I did it because I just enjoy having the mods on there, and it's just kind of fun. And I feel like the story itself could support any of the other weird decisions that Fallout New Vegas had. Whereas the story in this one, there's a lot I have to say. So I will be very quick about it, so it's not a 40 to 50 minute video. And it's probably just me rambling. So the story in itself, I feel there's no... The role playability is kind of hampered, where you may agree with me on, you know, it needs to be modded to do this, to do that, da 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 da. I feel like the weapon mods make the game better, but I feel like they could have, if they had sat down and looked at the Fallout stories. There's really not much replayability in this. I mean, you could do 3 or 4 playthroughs, just for the different factions. With New Vegas, there are hundreds of different options, hundreds of different, not necessarily factions, but people you can talk to. The Commonwealth just doesn't give me that same vibe. The DLCs were kind of lackluster. They're all right. If you take one thing away from this video, it's all right. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's just okay. It's meh. And if you bought this for $60, then you probably, you know, got screwed. So I mean, I just I'm gonna wait for Fallout when Fallout 5 comes out, if it ever comes out. It's like new. It's like it's like Elder Scrolls 6. It's just we have vague hopes that it'll come out. You know, I'm not really sold on Starfield or whatever the fuck it's called. I'm not hugely sold on that, but that's just me. The story in this game, as I said before, it's lackluster. Everything about this game just screams meh. It's meh. It's okay. It's not great. It's not fantastic. And as far as the replayability, I do get that Fallout 1 and 2, you were this specific person. But I feel like in Fallout 4, the problem that it lies is, yes, was it cool to go back to the pre-war time and go to the vault? Yeah. But we now know Nate's backstory. That guy's name is Nate. He was in the army. He fought for his country and he did da. The courier, you know, he's just a courier, and that motherfucker just got his bell rung and a bullet to the brain, and that was about it. And you figure out everything else. To me, that's kind of cool because you can do whatever the fuck you want. You don't have to worry about, you know, oh, this is not what this is not. I mean, you know, this is not X, Y, and Z. So, personally, I feel like there's not as much replayability because we know the backstory of the lone survivor. And we have to find his kid, Sean, who, spoiler alert, turns out to be the really old dude from the Institute, father. I just felt like that was kind of like, it was just meh. It wasn't fantastic. It didn't like blow me away. Like, Fallout New Vegas was a story of revenge. You got shot in the head. Now you're gonna go track that motherfucker down and kill him. So, I feel like I can get behind that. I'm obviously not a parent, but I mean, at the same time, like, I don't get the choice here. It's like, okay, the factions aren't even all that great. You got the Brotherhood of Steel, who are, quite frankly, dicks, and I was a huge fan of the Brotherhood in New Vegas. I loved the Brotherhood. As a matter of fact, for the first time in any of the playthroughs, I had to kill them. And I was not happy about that. That was sad for me. But in the Brotherhood here, I feel like they're not that memorable. They're kind of assholes. So, I don't get the whole... I don't feel like... The Institute doesn't necessarily feel like they're evil to me. It just feels like, oh, look, it's another one. It's another fucking choice that we gotta make. Whoop-dee-doo. It's choose between A, B, C, or D, and they're all the same answer. I feel like a lot of this game was just copy-paste, and, you know, it's very limited. And it kind of all goes back to the lone survivor being able to have a voice protagonist, or the Fallout 4 having a voice protagonist. Because you have to not only hire said voice actor, but you can only make him read a certain number of lines before he's like, fuck this, I'm going home, send me the paycheck whenever. With an unvoiced protagonist, and, you know, I'm not saying I hate games that have voice protagonists, that's obviously not true. I've played many games where they have voice protagonists. But there's so much more you can do with an unvoiced protagonist because he doesn't say anything. You could make him say, you just click on the button, whatever the fuck you want. There's so much more complexity and dialogue options because you don't have to pay someone to read all these fucking lines. Some dude can just type it out and bada bing, bada boom, there you go. Because, I mean, if you look at the dialogue tree in 4, oh god, I'm dead. If you look at the dialogue tree, it kind of boils down to yes, no, ask a question, or sarcasm. So there's kind of only four options. Obviously there is four. But and when it said maybe, it was kind of like it was obviously a yes. So I feel like that kind of hurt the story and the game overall. And that's where, and it wasn't all that clear. That's one of the reasons. That's another thing. Like with my Taz, what are you fucking doing, buddy?
Yeah.
So the problem that Fallout 4, it feels like it was hacked together. And you know, I'm not hating on anybody who worked on this. I'm sure you guys did your best. But off the desk. And this is just purely my opinion. And I like I said before, there are people who enjoy this game, and that's fine. It's okay to disagree with me. I promise. I won't be upset. It does not hurt my feelings that you liked this game, and I did not. I was meh about it. So, if I was to give it an overall rating, like an altogether, just what do I personally think about this? It's a 5 out of 10. It's not great. It's not abysmal. So, I want to hear what you guys think about it. I want to, you know, please tell me, you know, tell me whether you agree or disagree. If you disagree, tell me what you disagree with. I would love to hear it. And yeah, do you think Fallout 4 could have stood without being able to mod it? Because for me, that's a no. I think the ability to mod it kind of kept it relevant. Because now you have mod authors making new stuff for it almost all the time. But again, this is just me. So if you guys enjoyed this, please leave a like, and you guys can subscribe if you want. It's totally free. It really does help out the channel. Comments definitely help it out. I definitely want to see what you guys think, but I think the next video we might be doing, next game review that we might be doing, we could either do Warcraft 3, and I can pull my uncle in for this, or we could do Far Cry 4. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you guys like the t-shirt, you guys can click on the link in the description. Again, like I said, I just want to hear what you guys think. See you guys in the next one. Peace.